friend. There is a headphone manga.
What?
It is about the various types of headphones. I'll get you the name in a minute if you will afford me some time. Instead, I would like to introduce the 30th episode of this particular show. Thank you for joining us, audience. This is New Game Plus, episode 30. I guess I'm looking at... Okay, I gotta move. So this is my new computer. It's working correctly, and we're all here, and nothing is wrong, and everything will work perfectly. And
I'm louder.
Yes, you're louder. You're also using Louder FM, a fine app, some might say. You're not using Louder FM, but that's fine. I don't know anything about Louder. I don't really want to sponsor it. Please don't believe me. I don't know. Everything's terrible. We live in another day where C-SPAN is the greatest television channel in American history. We live in a fucking warped time, my friends. Warped time. You know, speaking of someone who lives in warped time, let's talk to Finley Longbottom. Oh, sorry. I meant Spootnik. Or did I?
Oh, yeah, and fucking Rutger Hauer died. Yay.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's sad.
I don't know
That's
that much about
the
him,
guy
so.
from Blade Runner, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a bunch of other stuff. Yeah.
I just
Yeah, man, I didn't get a whole... I mean, I got work done today, but, like, I was also, like, on the lowdown watching fucking streaming C-SPAN because I hate myself, I guess. But, you know. Yeah, that was... I don't know. I follow politics a lot. I've read his report. He literally said, I'm not going to stray from the report. The DOJ said, you can't stray from the report. And then the Republicans just blasted him for not straying from the report. So fucking stupid. It was so infuriating to watch. But anyway, enough of that. I'm doing great.
America.
We live in a democracy.
Do we?
I don't know.
I want to jump in real quick. Drumurboy, the name of the manga is called Mimi Yore Harmonia. And it's about two high school students who professionally study headphones.
What the fuck?
That is just so
The
specific.
name of each chapter is the headphone that they are studying. Fostex, Bayer Dynamic, Denon.
So when it
It's
comes
fucking
to
wild.
that
It's
sort of
actually
shit,
pretty good.
I can understand reading a manga about curry or
Mhm.
cooking
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But fucking headphones?
Why don't you read it? Wet your beak. Dip a toe in the pool, my friend.
But also, why high schoolers? You know?
You know what? That is the target audience for... Here's the thing. Most mangas are written like that's the target audience, but most mangas are read by people in their 20s and 30s.
Everyone wants to be a young, nubile teenager.
I mean, I don't agree with that. I think some of the best mangas and light novels that have been written are... And by the way, I need to fucking counterattack you, Henley, you son of a bitch. Let me tell you, last week, I was like... Let me tell you about Mario Yusha. This is a fucking incredible light novel / manga that delves into deep political intrigue, economics, including introducing a dual currency system in the world. And you're like, oh yeah, that's the one with the big boobies. And you know what? People were like, oh, big boobies. And I was like, that's it, Dave. You fucking destroyed the image of this beautiful masterpiece. 17 volumes of incredibly intricate story. And that is all you took away from it, is that one of the characters, one character has large breasts. That you, Dave, have ruined it in the eyes of hundreds of potential viewers. Thank you for that, Dave. That's your tagline. That's your tag. Meanwhile, let's get back to it. Spootnik, sorry, I'm heated now. I'm upset.
I feel it. I feel
I
the
know. I got, it's like chili pepper fire within me right now.
Yesterday, I got in the mail, my lovely fiance pre-ordered the second volume of the Adventure Zone graphic novel that came in the mail yesterday. It's quite good so far. Very good adaptation. I love the art. It's funny. It's great. I love it, love it, love it. I haven't finished reading through it yet, but I will probably devour it this weekend when I'm not playing Fire Emblem, because that is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, it's coming out in 2 days. I'm going to have to remove the game that's currently in my Switch, put that in.
Yeah.
And then I may never
Digital,
remove...
bro.
I'm...
Digital. It's only 12 gigabytes. Come on, you can afford that.
I know, but I like
I have a lot of space used up. I have Fortnite on my Switch.
for the bigger games. I like to have the cartridge. I've got a travel case so I can put the cartridges in. It's not that big of a deal.
When I was a kid, I lost a copy of Donkey Kong Country on the Game Boy Color, and ever since then, I've always tried to reduce the amount of cartridges that I have. That financially ruined me as a child. I will say that.
I do like digital downloads. It is nice and convenient, but I'm also an old fucking prick, and I like physical media as well.
Yeah.
So
I've moved too much in my life
anymore. No more compact discs, no more cassettes. We do have a fair collection of vinyls, but with video games, I like. There's just something very satisfying about putting a disc in or pushing a cartridge into a console or something like that. That's just deeply satisfying to me on a spiritual level. Much the same, like it's a big reason why I have a lot of board games. I probably have close to 100 board games now. But I love
board games. I can get down with.
I love playing them because it's that physical thing. Not only is it a physical thing, but it's also a social thing where you've got people around the table, everyone's interacting with one another, and you're messing with little bits. Even like solitaire board games, I love playing those because I'm sitting there messing with little bits and bobs. And
this shit is one fucking game, dude.
What is that?
This is one game.
I can't see it.
Seven Wonders.
Oh,
Seventh Continent.
Yeah, I've not played that one yet.
Good luck trying to buy this game anymore. I was like, oh man, holy shit! It's like
I came across one thing I came across as far as like solitaire games go. Like I want to get back into war games, but I don't really have a lot of people that I can play war games with. There are a few, but it takes a lot of planning to get something together. Like, hey, we're gonna play a fucking game for like 7 hours today. But there's a publisher called Tiny Battle Publishing. And
they're the guys that make the Tiny 10 games, yeah?
No. What they do is they will, rather than making games in boxes, they put them in Ziploc bags. And they usually have maps, usually two-sided maps that are on like A4 size paper. Or like 11 by 17. That's not A4. I don't know what that is. 11 by 17, but like folded in half, So it fits in. And I got a game delivered from them last weekend called Attack of the 50-Foot Colossi. And basically what it is, at least in the first scenario, it comes with 3 different scenarios that you can play. But basically you are a Marine squad that has been deployed to this planet to save miners that are being attacked by these giant rock monsters. And what's interesting is that it's not on Earth, so it's like the humans are the invading aliens, and we're like basically raping this planet of their resources, and you have to kill all these rock monsters that are just trying to save their home, But so it has an interesting sort of moral conflict in it, but has super good combat. It's a dice roller, with dice rolling modifiers and things like that. But it's really fun. I've only had time to play it once. It takes about 2.5 hours to play through it, probably. Might go faster once I learn the rules better. But the game ended in a draw, basically, after I tallied up all my victory points. I thought I did really good. I killed all the monsters, and it still ended in a draw. But because a lot of my guys died too. But yeah, Tiny Battle Publishing, they have quite a few, it looks like, quite a few good games. And that game, the Colossi game, is the third in a series of sort of like B-movie alien style hex and counter games. So it's pretty interesting, pretty fun.
There's a subreddit just real quick, there's a subreddit that you might like where they take actual games that exist and they like smallify them to fit into like mint containers.
Really?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it for you. It's really cool.
So
like
one of the one style of game that I have been enjoying as I've been accruing all of these fucking games and running out of space is like the small sort of like I don't know what you call them, like pocket games or whatever, where the box is like this, but it's like still a big, huge game.
Dude, go get Splendor.
Splendor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've played the app,
no,
but
you're wrong. Let me tell you, I've played the biggest game of all, friends. The biggest game of all.
That XCOM board game?
Cones of Dunshire, The Adventure Continues, The Winds of Tremora. The most intricate and largest board game ever created. It requires 4 tables to play.
That game I just pulled out before, that's a 5x5 meter board game.
Nothing can beat Cones of Dunshire. You need 4 cones to win, Dave. You need 4 cones to win.
4 cones. Keep that in mind.
Stand in the place where you stand in the place where you. That's a Parks and Rec.
Yes, it is a Parks and Rec reference.
I haven't seen that yet.
All right, look, in all honesty, if you want to see one of the greatest board games ever played, you need to get Watch the Skies.
That's what I'm saying. Watch the Skies, yeah.
Watch the Skies. Both versions of Watch the Skies that are available online are fucking amazingly fantastic.
We tried to play that, remember?
I know.
Yeah.
I want to do Watch the Skies and Sengoku and the Game of Thrones version of it.
I'll do all of that with you.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we need like 50 plus people in order to play.
Oh.
I mean, look, I'm not saying that having a president of Brazil...
That's the huge mega game where like an alien invasion and you represent different countries and how you react. Yeah.
Sengoku is set in the Sengoku period of Japan where people be dying and rice be the way of the warrior. Only by acquiring rice can one acquire the cones required to rule. 4 cones, my friends. 4 cones.
Just hijack your next cruise and force 50 people to play with you.
And
I could do that.
About 3 weeks ago, Graham and I played Twilight Struggle again. He and I... yeah, dude. He and I play that game ever since I met him through Dave. He and I have pretty much regularly played that game, and he's like fucking Rain Man at that game. I've only beaten him once, and we've probably played, I don't fucking know, 40 times, 50 times at least. But the great thing about playing against him and playing a game like Twilight Struggle is it's akin to sort of like chess. You know all of the moves that are going to be available to you in that game. You know it's a card-driven game, but you know what cards are in the deck. They never change, and it's all about how you react to having that card in your hand, when to play it or how to play it, and planning and strategy. It's my all-time favorite game. It's like a war game without the war because it's based on the Cold War between the U.S. and the Soviet Union. And it's fucking fantastic. It goes all the way from like 1946 to...
The Cold War involved several actual wars, so...
Right, so you can actually do...
proxy wars, where you get Americans killed somewhere in Southeast Asia.
You can initiate coups and like... across
this is all sounding historically accurate.
Yeah, depending on the DEFCON level, though, you can't do coups in certain areas because it will trigger a nuclear war. And if at any time, if you trigger a nuclear war, you lose the game automatically.
So everyone loses the game.
Well, yeah,
that's how nuclear war works.
Like, the balance of the game comes in to where you want to get it right up to that point because you don't want the other person to take like small military options in certain areas of the world.
You hear that, Gandhi? Chill.
But you also want to be able to take those military actions yourself. So depending on like, you know, what the turn order is and what kind of stuff, you can kind of fuck around with it. It's an unbelievable game, and it was actually, I think it was #1 on Board Game Geek for like 5 years. And I think it's well deserved. It's not one of those overrated games.
Okay. Let me just stop you there. All right. It's not that Board Game Geek isn't an informable resource. The people who rate things there, however, might be fucking morons. One term
Gloomhaven's
for them.
been up the top for fucking 5 years now.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, like with a game like Twilight Struggle, it's such a niche game. It's not like it was being played by thousands and thousands of people. So for it to hold the #1 ranking on that website for so long, I think was impressive, because it's not a game that it's not like, hey, come on over and let's play Twilight Struggle. It's not that. It's a war game really at its core, and it takes a good, well, depending on the skill and experience of the people playing it, it can take a full game, could take like 2.5, 3 hours. Now, if I play against a beginner, and this is not like a humble brag or anything, it's true, this is like chess. If I play against a beginner, the game might be over in 3-4 turns. Now, a turn involves like 8 different sub turns or whatever you want to call it, but
everything you're saying is starting to sound horrifying, actually.
It's so good, though. It's so good. And actually, so Graham and I used to play it on this board game simulator called Vassal. And now there's actually a version on Steam, which is much easier to play. So the Steam version is actually really good. The problem with Vassal is like you'd have like weird connection issues and awkward save states, and just weird shit would happen all the time. So it was nice when the Steam version came out, because it's super streamlined and very easy to do. It does all the fucking math for you. And all
the occasional nuclear war would break out.
Vassal's where everybody used to go to play Tabletop 40K before there was a TTS.
Yeah. Yeah. And Vassal actually still has a very large wargaming community on it.
Oh, yeah. Because I think that's pretty much what it was originally designed for. I mean, it's all sprites, and it just works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was Tabletop Simulator before Tabletop Simulator came out. And really, I think it still does a lot of things a lot better than Tabletop Simulator. It doesn't deal with all the weird fucking physics.
Well, it works better for larger scale games, because the performance, it doesn't matter if you don't have to worry about, like you said, chucking stuff across, accidentally or ping, or if for bigger scale stuff, you don't have to worry about frames and all that other stuff. It just works. So,
yeah. So, but anyway, that's what I'm up to. Who's next?
Drumurboy. Drumurboy, what do you got?
Been a weird few days. Saturday morning, we lost Jeff.
Yeah. Lost
Jeff Robinson suddenly on Saturday morning. So it's been a weird couple days. Mostly because, he's the one that got me into roleplay, and if I wasn't into roleplay, I would probably know none of you.
Word. That's probably correct.
Yeah. So it hit me pretty hard, and then me and Burner Man, another guy that used to write music for roleplay, we had one last collab that we never finished for Swan Song. So we did finish it in honor of Jeff and released that today. That's over on roleplay.bandcamp.com. If you pay for it, all that money is going to go towards SoCal Bulldog Rescue, which is a charity that Jeff really liked. Or you could just download for free and donate directly to them. Yeah, but it's been a weird few days, dealing with that, and then pushing all this grief towards something productive, and then finally releasing that today. So I'm exhausted. Yeah. I feel like that's all I'm going to say, really. Got some new headphones, so that helped out on the mixing process, but yeah. Rip Jeff.
Atomic, hop over to you.
Got that Elite Dangerous bug again, man.
Carriers.
They're working on it. Grinding Federation rank right now. So that's Fun.
Federation.
Yeah.
What a mistake.
No.
Really. Who federates when you can confederate? Am I right, Confederates?
I don't know. I don't know what we're doing.
That's pretty much been it. Just still doing the Warcraft thing, dealing with, I had my wrist looked at today. I got an MRI scheduled for that to see how bad the surgery for that's eventually going to be. So that's fun. So that's pretty much been my week. And then helping some other people with some map stuff for their Roll20 games and stuff like that. That's pretty much it. I've really been doing a whole lot.
I have a countdown here for you, Atomic.
Yeah.
4 minutes talking about anime. Technically, it was all about manga. 14 minutes talking about board games. And over 4 minutes talking about headphones.
Yeah, but how many? But here's the thing. I have another counter for you. How many times have we talked about anime versus how many times have we talked about board games versus how many times have we talked about headphones?
I feel like we actually talk about headphones a lot more than you think.
Is there a board game manga?
Probably.
Oh yeah,
because Japan.
I don't think so. I don't recall one.
The board games come to life and fuck the main characters.
there's a really good one.
There is a manga that has a very prominent board game club in it, but instead of playing board games, they instead dress up in tactical U.S. SWAT tactical gear and play paintball.
God, just stop.
There's an exceptional.
No, it doesn't make any
Fucking
sense.
stop.
There's an exceptional manga about Go, which is really good. That actually made me start playing Go for a little bit, and then I was like, man, I don't understand what the fuck
I love
is
Go.
going on. Yeah, Go is real difficult. So
I love it. I love it. Well, it's.
I can get outplayed by a 4-year-old at Go. I don't
You
understand
know, what's funny, before my old Twitch channel,
I was about to say, I thought you streamed that.
I was streaming Go, and honestly, I got more followers from streaming Go than anything else. The online Go community is super fucking awesome. Like, they would come into my chat, they would give me pointers, they would give me tips, and then they would be like, hey, can I play against you? And, you know, we'll do certain different scenarios. I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Like, it was amazing. So if I ever start fucking streaming again on my new channel, I'm probably just going to fucking stream Go.
I see.
oh yeah,
The only Go I would ever stream is Pokemon Let's Go. Yep, that was the sound of 4 hearts breaking at the same time. That silence. Atomic, you got anything else?
Nope. That's pretty much it.
I know that you couldn't sleep and decided to try to get the show started 3 hours and 15 minutes early. And instead, I just fucking ignored you and went and did literally anything other than starting the show 3 hours and 15 minutes early.
yeah.
you know.
So I have a new video game coming out on the 2nd of August.
Is it Warlocks?
No, it's called Wrecking Ball Adventures. It's on Switch and PC. So that comes out pretty cool. It's like a 4-player drop in, drop out, like ball survival game. It's weird, but it's really fun. But you should go check that out. What else? I have. Oh yeah, how could I forget about this? Tomorrow I will be playing for the first time in the entire world the Cyberpunk Red tabletop role-playing game on my channel. Which would be
I told you about
really
it though,
cool.
man. I told you that the rules being released at Gen Con aren't the full rules and don't even include the full combat options. You didn't believe me, and now
I knew it was a head start. It's fine.
I hate this decision from them.
Yeah, it is what it is. But you know, so the system is surprisingly like 5e.
That is surprising, considering it's written by Telorsian.
Yeah,
and it's supposed to be based off of
the
their
basic
fusion.
breakdown is you get a movement and then you get an action, and they've also removed full automatic weapon fire from it. They've also removed gun disparity, at least in the head start. It seems that way. So basically, if you have a rifle, you will always do like 5d6 worth of damage, like regardless of what type of rifle you have. So there's a bunch of weird things like that in there.
So it sounds streamlined, but is
it removes some of the charm of being like, you know what? I'm using a 38 Smith & Wesson police special. It may not be the best gun in the game, but it's a little ass snub-nosed revolver-ass piece, and with armor-piercing rounds,
I honestly think that they just did it for the head start because it doesn't seem right.
I don't know. You know, that what you're describing is very tenable in games like The Sprawl.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. Like, if I don't like it, I can just change it. So it's not a big deal. One of the more interesting things they do, though, was they fixed net running. And if anyone knows what the original net running was like, basically you could sit in your living room and hack a satellite, then drive that satellite off into space and find aliens if you wanted.
Oh, you're skipping the best part, Dave. You're skipping the best part of net running,
it's also
which
a crossword puzzle. So
it was a crossword puzzle.
It was a crossword puzzle. But now the new system's actually really elegant. So basically,
you're gonna have to sell me real hard on this because the crossword puzzle was so
it's
fucking
like, what's
good.
an 8-letter word for?
Not exactly like that.
No, it's just
imagine
like,
a
D&D
battle map made up of crossword puzzle white and black.
Yeah, so it's like a checkerboard, but weird.
They were like, need a random map? Check your New York Times and just use that for your next combat. And I was like, this is great. 18-year-old me is so excited to see this dope ass shit. Now I'm like, this is a fucking
the biggest
nightmare.
problem that they had for hackers is that hackers were so far removed from everything else of the game. So now you can only hack in radius, which is surprisingly how I had it in my custom homebrew for the game. So basically you have to be within 6 meters of a computer and you can't hack through physical walls and stuff like that. So you have to like be basically next to the server.
I mean, the old way of net running required you to connect through modems, and the further away you got, the harder things got.
Not done yet. So on top of that, you also wear AR goggles at all times, and you can simultaneously hack and be in meat space shooting a gun at someone.
Yeah, but that's totally normal.
In the original Cyberpunk, you basically were just like, when you dove into the net, it was a full experience. Like you were sitting on a couch, the Matrix style, being pulled into something else, right? In this one, it's just AR. And when you're playing the game, you basically go, all right, GM, for my action, I would like to either be in net space or in meat space, as they call it. So now that opens up a lot of possibilities. Like, for example, all the black ice and stuff like that. Like you kind of do it in like a elevator basically now. So you get multiple actions as someone who is a net runner. So if you do a net action, you'll get like 4 action depending on how deep into the net runner tree you are. And those actions are real quick. They're like, so 4 actions. So you're like, okay, I'm going to set a program. I'm going to go down a level in the elevator and I'm going to attack this black ice, and then I'm going to search for files. And that's basically how you do the action. It's just real quick like that. But what I suspect is going to happen is now you'll be able to roll up on dudes with big cyber arms and shit and start hacking their cyber arms and their implants directly because you're in the space.
That's from Shadowrun. That's how you can do that.
But if you get kicked out of like a radius from them, you basically get like brain jerk, and you basically just get like shocked big time. So it's actually kind of nice how they've got it in the system now. So I quite like it.
We'll see.
But the head start only ever. So the head start has a limited amount of characters, and only the net runner has their character ability in the head start. So it's very limited in that regard. But
well, I mean,
like
you could be a corp who doesn't really have a character ability. They're just super rich.
Well, and it's not a corporate anymore. It's well, actually, it's the power of the corporation that they're tied behind is their power.
Let's see.
But now they have executive instead of corp, which sounds the same to me. They have lawman instead of cop. They still have media, rocker boys, nomads, and solos.
I don't know why nomad wasn't always a popular class. I mean, so badass.
You basically call up your homies,
Yeah,
and have them help you out. Yeah, so it's
Dave.
and death is like a lot better in this game now. So there's no stun saves when you get shot and all that stuff. It's a lot more streamlined. So.
You and me. If there is a recruitable child soldier in Fire Emblem Three Houses, I'm gonna tweet you a picture of my sack to show my dice sack, obviously, to show my level of dominance.
So there is. Let me clarify this.
I got Drumurboy with that at least. Thankfully,
you couldn't
someone.
breed children. You can't breed children in the new Fire Emblem, but there is one child you can recruit.
That's because there's always a recruitable child, and you told me no, and I said yes. There's always. It's a Fire Emblem game.
No, I said you couldn't make babies in that one.
No,
That's a difference.
playback last week's fucking intro. You said there will be no recruitable children.
Speaking
No
about
child
intros,
soldiers.
Run the clip.
Run the
I'm
clip.
done.
We
I'm done.
have
Let's move
you
on.
saying it out loud and me saying you're wrong. It's
Yes,
a Fire Emblem
can't
game. There
make-
will be
There's
children.
no children making in the game.
That's fine.
That's what I
Most
was
Fire
referring to.
Emblems don't. Only Fates did. But let me tell you something, motherfucker.
More actually, I watched a
Child
2.5 hour documentary on Fire Emblem. It was actually more than just Fates that had that, but that's okay. Don't let that bring you down. So
There will always be child soldiers. Love will blossom on the battlefield, just like in Metal Gear. Always be child soldiers. Also, just like Metal Gear. You got anything else, Dave?
aside from the new game, I'll be streaming Fire Emblem fully on Friday because I took the day off work, so that'll be fun. Play that game. That's really about it for me, I guess, for the time being. Having a hard time getting into Mistborn, but yeah, it is what it is.
Friend, have you considered? But also word break.
I don't know. Am I
Word breaker's like
coloring?
Mistborn, but way cooler. No, it's not actually Mistborn. Fine.
I've read 2 chapters of Mistborn so far, but I have all the 6 books. I'll get through them. I don't know. Anyway, let's play a game. I'm ready to play a game. Oh yeah, I hate the new Twitter layout. It sucks. Donkey dick.
I actually didn't do mine. I jumped in on it. I also got to tell my love of Cones of Dunshire. Saga continue. Possibly the finest game. 33.5-minute introduction. Is it a record? No, but it's pretty good.
I think our longest is like nearly 40 minutes.
No, last week was 49 minutes and 10 seconds, so we easily exceed that on a regular basis.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah, we have 45, 50-minute intros all the time. You know,
Yeah,
on my
but we're-
Pokemon show,
we're
we have 5-minute
building
intros. Sometimes they're
Oh.
shorter.
We were I was pre-gaming whiskey before we started, and by the time we finished intros, I was completely sober.
By the way, guys, you can go pre-register for the Pokemon Masters.
Yeah.
Comes out on the
shouldn't,
29th.
But you could. You shouldn't, but you can.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Previously on this show, what are we calling this? Team Battle Juice? Is that the actual...
Yeah, it's Battle Juice. Yeah.
Okay, Team
It's
Battle
Battle.
Juice brought themselves into a scenario where they would enter into a conflict against the army of the Demon Lord, the Archdevil, the patron Solvent Black. In doing so, they found themselves locked into a fortress. Werewolves on the battlements. Weird creatures flying around that didn't go identified but were drawn. Winged beasts releasing sporous pollen that melted potato plants that only the holy power of Kelly could stop. Upon slaying this beast, you then harvested some body part. I don't really remember what part, but it was probably super disgusting and really viscous.
No, they didn't. It was like garbage rolls.
Oh yeah, that's
It was
right.
the heart and then or attempt at the heart.
I got the
and then-
intelligence part, but then everyone else is just like butterfingers through the body.
My rolls all last week were garbage. So.
Yeah.
Drumurboy attempted to convince a moderately aged druid to kill herself and sacrifice in order to summon up a reinforcement army of Fey soldiers. She told him to go fuck himself, but very politely. After a short break where Kelly went around trying to pick up dudes, but most specifically the head dude, who he was turned down gently in a polite way, just not interested. Kelly then went off and picked up more dudes and then came back afterwards. The team was waiting around the Church of Wellwind that had been set up when suddenly the church exploded and a 5-headed beast that had tunneled underneath the fortress came out. Daka was thrown from, I wouldn't say the battlements because it was a flat roof, but Daka was thrown from the roof. Agrim was almost eaten on a 5 reaction attack, but then I realized that creatures that haven't acted can't take reactions. So he was uneaten, and then he put the pain on that creature, whose name I will not say because it hasn't been identified yet. This 5-headed monstrosity lost a head, and 2 heads grew back. And that was when everyone was like, shit is now fucking real. And also it healed itself in the process. We now continue where we left off. Probably the 3rd round, I believe. Kelly has just laid down his first flame-tongue longsword attack of the battle, including a goading attack. Finley, it is the top of the round. Probably there's some sick battle music playing somewhere. Like
It's also fairy fired, so we all have advantage.
is that true?
Yep.
Yes, it is. That's
I don't
right.
recall that, but I will believe you. Wow, I am so far out of my frame.
I really want to run away.
Then you should do that. I mean, it's your character. You should do what you want.
If
If you told me, Spootnik, if you sat there and told me that you wanted to dance, I would say you can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind.
But what if my friends don't dance?
They haven't danced.
All right,
They
what I'm
aren't
gonna
any
do-
friends of yours, really. Name one
Right.
friendly thing they've done for you in dance form.
in dance form.
In dance form.
I danced. I got
yeah.
shocked and danced my ass off.
Yeah, I was gonna say I felt like Daka has danced.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, but Daka also answers to a higher power whose literal job it is to force people to dance and laugh.
True. All right, I'm gonna.
Like a lord of the dance, really.
The river dance.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a dancer along a river dancer.
The river of
Why?
time.
So I have my weapons as dagger of venom. Do I actually have that?
No,
Nope, you didn't
No.
get a dagger.
we got rid of. We didn't go back and get it because it wasn't a magical weapon.
You were actually offered a dagger of venom in Pink Tiefling's mystical warlock hut.
The Booty Emporium. Yeah.
That is not even close to what it was called.
I'm gonna. Can I tell if there's like a squishy spot on this thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, there are 6 squishy spots. They're called necks.
All right. I'm aiming for a neck because
Okay.
we have advantage, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm aiming for a neck with my bow.
Okay.
21,
Yeah, that'll hit.
and also
Attack.
6.
In the process,
Ooh,
you shoot one of the heads off.
nice. Then I'm gonna go over here.
I see. You retreat further into the potato field. Agrim.
Yeah.
I want to remind you, this thing has 10-foot reach. So
Oh yeah, I
you're-
remember now. I sure as
You're
fuck remember this
within.
time. Yeah.
But it gets disadvantage on every single attack to every target except for me.
Yes, but he is within the 36 chambers, all 36 of them.
36 chambers? What are you talking about?
It's nothing. It's Wu-Tang Clan.
Okay.
Look, Dave, if you don't know about Wu-Tang Clan, all I have to say
I hear
is,
they're nothing to fuck with.
yeah, I was gonna say they're nothing to fuck with. Just don't fuck with them, Dave. If you don't know anything about with them, don't fuck with them. Incidentally,
the killer bees are on the swarm, y'all.
I was
One
gonna
of the
say,
heads grows back in its
Dave
ODB.
might actually be the embodiment of some Wu-Tang philosophy. He is a true cream player.
Torture, motherfucker.
Yeah. We're just filling airtime while Tom.
Yeah, no,
figures out
I'm
what he wants to do.
looking at something.
Each of the faces of the Hydra are like a new face of Wu-Tang. There's like ODB in the middle. He's like big head.
I'll sew your asshole shut and keep feeding and feeding you and feeding you. Yes, that was a rap song on an album.
Wu-Tang.
How many potions of healing did we
We've
buy?
used
Oh yeah, no, we got a group inventory. Okay, so we have 4 healing.
Yeah.
So just a reminder, if anyone wants healing potions, we didn't distribute them, so they'd be on the bandolier around me.
I would assume we each took one.
I did grab and use one from you last week. So-
Yeah, we had 5 last week.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Yeah, I need to get out of range of this fucking thing. I need to disengage. I'm just gonna disengage. Fuck it.
I mean, so the other thing is, its reactions attack still would be a disadvantage,
That's correct.
but there'd be a ton of attacks on you.
Yeah, it just comes down to the roll, and I've only got 17 hit points right now, so because it trucked me last time, I think.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm gonna disengage this
I
way.
see.
Yes. It's fucking, what's that? 30? 30? Yes. Cool.
As you're watching, you expect that from the stump where Raekwon's head was killed, that Ugod and Inspector Deck would regrow, or at the very least, you would get Ghostface Killer. But no, nothing happens. The searing left behind by the Flame Tongue Longsword appears to have cauterized the wound that this beast has taken. There are no additional heads growing out of that stump. And the beast shrieks, all 5 remaining heads going as it turns its attention on Kelly. Tracy looking like right now, Kelly? I said
What's my HP?
AC.
Or AC. Well, I couldn't, if I remember correctly, I didn't get to have my spells back because we did a short rest.
That's correct. And you put Shield of Faith on Agrim instead of yourself.
That's right. So, I mean, but even then, it only lasts like 10 minutes. So, 21 AC, Mr. APGamingREAL.
I see. Then the third one will hit.
Okay.
I will require you, sir, to take 9 points of damage, and then I will further require you to make a concentration roll to maintain that Shield of Faith.
I mean, it would have gone away already.
For some reason, I thought it was on this combat, but if not, sir, then I apologize for my mistake.
No, wait. When did the guys come out of the grave?
That was a while ago.
That was yeah. We took a short rest because we were sitting over by the church when this thing came up. So
yeah, so it would be gone by now, Arthur. So you said 9?
Indeed, 9 points of damage. That's correct.
Okay.
This monstrous beast stomped forward to here. Daka.
He's got a 10-foot.
He does
thing, so
indeed.
if I move back, I'm
Yes,
not.
you are.
you'd have to disengage.
Like if I moved here, would I still be in range?
Yes, you are.
So I can use my bow without disadvantage?
Yes.
That's correct.
Sick. Or like ranged attacks without disadvantage.
Yes.
So does that still count as a disadvantage for him because he's in range of another melee, or how does that work?
I don't understand what you mean.
Because he gets disadvantage when he's trying to shoot something in melee range.
It's
That's
based
correct.
on
He's
his
not-
range, not the
He
creature's
is not
range.
in melee. Doc is not in melee. The creature is in melee with that guy.
Yeah.
They are not mutual.
Okay, all right then. Yeah, let's go.
Daka has not swiped on this creature, but this creature is swiping on all of you. I mean, it swiped so hard on Agrim. Agrim got a super like.
Damn. Wow.
And then it's like, sorry, super liked on accident.
I'm not sure I like this new APGamingREAL. Put the old PC back in your room, please.
Really? I thought that was a good one.
That was a good one. Don't
For
listen
an
to him.
improv, I didn't even have to cook that one up ahead of time, man. Sometimes I just leave these sitting around stewing for weeks.
Okay.
All right, fine.
I'm just trying to decide which has higher damage. Is Eldritch Blast, does it get a bonus from my charisma?
Only if you take that.
Only if you take
invocation.
Agonizing Blast.
Yeah, I don't think you're high enough level
Okay.
to take that yet.
You'd
So
be
it's-
level 3, and yeah, 3.
Well, I
is
think
your
it's
first.
2. You get invocations. You get
Okay,
the-
yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
get the
3 you
pact.
get boons.
Yep.
But like as far as damage goes, is it a
1d10.
flat D10?
Yep.
Or is it
Mhm.
plus anything?
No, I mean, assumably you would throw hex on it, and then you do D10 plus 6. I mean, that's very traditional warlock
Wow.
opening move.
Well, I'm already using concentration spells to fairy fire this thing, so
That's true.
I guess I'll just use my bow then, because it's got higher damage if I hit.
Very well.
26.
Power. That is a correct amount of damage.
Jesus.
You
Take
fire at the creature.
wheel.
It's not that the arrow hits, right? It's just that all of the heads swerve out of the way of the arrow, but they expend significant effort in order. Yeah, it's like Disney's Hercules, the really shitty CGI creature. I'm just gonna say that in
So
Hercules,
Danny DeVito. Okay, yeah, I get it.
Danny DeVito is not the. He's the goat. He's the satyr.
He's CGI and Always Sunny.
Okay. No, he's not. He's real and Always Sunny. What the fuck?
Have you seen him with the long legs and Always
Can
Sunny?
I interest you in an egg? One of the heads says.
I've literally never seen Always
Can I
Sunny.
offer you an egg in this trying time?
It doesn't seem like my kind of
out of
humor.
a slit in the Hydra's body, all
It's
sweaty.
just like Danny DeVito's face painted green in the chest of this thing, and all like foam heads.
Egg.
Why does the Hydra's head keep switching? I mean, originally it was a Hydra, then it was a Wu-Tang Clan. Now it's just Danny DeVito.
We could only afford Wu Tang for like 10 minutes, so like we got pictures
Yeah.
of the faces, put them on the foam.
Look, you kill enough. You kill enough
ODB,
heads on
stop-
someone's
shut that
body.
shit down.
You kill enough heads on someone's body, you're gonna get Danny DeVito. Like that's just how it goes.
All right, you got anything else, Daka?
That's how you
Where's the
got
druid at this moment?
She is on the southern edge of the battlefield, by the coffins, helping to heal and hand out good berries to any men who have fallen. You wanna
Okay.
Just walking around.
So she's
putting
basically
berries
right
in
here.
people's mouth. Bloop, bloop.
She's not looking at the giant fucking creature that we're.
I
trying to-
mean, look, while you guys are fighting what appears to be a giant fucking creature, they're fighting literal werewolves on the walls. Everybody is a little occupied right now.
the werewolves came back when this thing came back.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if I heard that last time.
They planned it. Yeah, I didn't hear that either.
I hadn't mentioned it until now. The distraction is real. The church being destroyed was the leap back into combat.
How is everything
Animals.
looking? Like when I look to go see her, is everything like everything is shit right
Make
now?
a perception check.
So I want to see how far this needs to go before she kills herself and gets the face help.
Okay, 6. You're looking around, but I mean, you've backed into the rubble of a church. Behind you, the cleric of the Church of Wellwind is dying, and she's occupying all your attention. She is one round away from dying. She's reaching a hand out toward you and says, "Please, heal me." This is the old
Put a dagger
grandma
in her
that gave
hand.
Kelly cookies. She's got like a rock impaled through her stomach. She's a sweet old grandma covered in dust from a falling building.
Oh man, gut wound's a horrible way to go.
What?
Just put her out of her misery.
What was the conditions of this Fey Pact?
It had to be a willing
the
sacrifice.
condition is you must have a youthful woman
Fuck, she's not youthful.
kill themselves.
You don't know that. Don't assume anything.
She's
Well,
she's
an
old
old
as
lady.
fuck. That is her only character trait.
Because if
She
she
could
wasn't
be-
old, I could run over and be like, I can't help you, but you can help us.
Yeah.
But she's
By
not.
sacrificing your soul to the eternal damnation.
Do you like dancing?
Instead of whirlwind, how about
Yeah.
eternal spikes and fire?
I mean, it's the unnamed mask. It's technically Fae, so they're probably gonna boil her in a pot of, water for all eternity, while also making fun of her. And not just like
It's the making fun
minor
of her that
making
hurts
fun of.
worse.
It's gonna be a team of mean girls who are eternally youthful, sitting there making fun of her for the rest of her life.
Guys, I can tell it's raining when my nipples are wet.
That's so fetch.
It's streets ahead at the very least.
Wow. All right, that's my turn.
Okay.
Good turn.
Henley.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna sear me some dragon scalps, Arthur.
Okay, well, it's not a dragon, but okay.
18.
That will hit.
Hell yeah. I do 12 dimidam
That is correct.
with some firemans.
Finley, some.
Also, I will do another goading attack on the man.
I see. Well, I believe I get a save, and you will need to expend 1d8 superiority die.
Yeah, I will. 1d8 for additional damage.
And
So
what is my
5
save?
more. My save strength is, I believe, 8 plus proficiency, which is 11 plus strength mod, which is 4. So
15.
15.
This thing ignores your goading attacks. Your beckoning, your come at me bros, your wild slashing. This thing no longer gives a fuck about you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wild
Well-
man. Wild.
All right. That's me. How much health? 9. I'll also second wind, I think.
Very well. Finley.
All right. Are we still at advantage?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna take aim at Riza.
Okay. This has been
Really?
replaced by Danny DeVito. Awful roll, Dave. Absolutely terrible. I am ashamed to see that die on the table.
21
21 will hit.
and 3d6.
Kelly providing you with that melee range fire support
18.
is letting you put the fire on as support. No, I didn't like that one. I thought it could have been better.
I'm gonna scoot here. I did a little shoot and scoot. Little shoot and scoot.
I agree.
You
I
old
agree.
shoot and scoot.
Shoot, scoot, and boogie.
That's right.
I mean, scoot, shoot, riot, obviously. Throw back a bottle of kombucha tea. It's like beer, except it has no alcohol in it.
So nothing like tea, beer.
Hey, Chris.
It's fermented.
It's-
That's
It
so
is fermented. Yes,
It's
it is.
like beer,
It
but
is a
it's
liquid.
disgusting.
Can confirm you drink both things.
I'm going to Hunter's Mark this stupid thing.
You haven't hunter marked him yet?
No,
No, he got real fucked the
I
first.
was too busy trying to get the fuck away from.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You might want to back up a bit more too, because I think he's coming
Yeah.
for that ass.
yeah, probably. Yeah.
He's hungry for some dwarf. He tasted.
And when I end up killing this thing, it's gonna defecate, and you don't want to be in range.
Turns into that scene from Jurassic Park, just like a big pile of.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah,
It's from South Park when the Walmart dies.
Come out.
So I'm gonna move back some more, and then I'm gonna shoot.
Hey, 20.
Should be 20 hits.
I see. It does indeed.
Hits. Okay. There's that. Some postmark. Tactical reload. Fire again. It don't do shit. Fuck.
Wow.
Even with advantage, she can't. Nothing can save me.
You get hunter's mark damage though on the first one, right?
I rolled it.
You did? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, my bad. I see.
So another head is dead now. Rolls back around to his turn.
Nice.
Down to 4. Just for the audience's sake, the head doesn't technically die until it's the creature's turn.
Wait, didn't it have 4 last time? Isn't it down to 3
It
now?
had 6 at the start of the stream. Now it has 4, because one is dying every round. This creature is upset. And I want to describe that this thing has the intelligence level of like a fucking rock. So its upsetness...
Don't insult Wayne.
It expresses it in a very primal, visceral way, mostly with lots of screaming and hissing and biting. And the thing that it's upset with is Daka. Daka has waved his hands around and cast this weird magic on him. Everybody
Does it know though? It's dumb as a rock.
It is dumb as a rock, but you waved your hands, purple smoke came out, and now it's surrounded by a cloud of purple smoke that's making everyone hit easily.
I also stopped its heads from coming back.
It is dead set on eating Daka alive.
Arthur, don't put your frustrations on Daka because we're killing your big bad monster.
It's not that, well, it actually is very big, but it's not very bad. I am, however, going to eat Daka real quick.
Deflection.
So the thing crawls onto the ruins of the church. What are you doing?
Before it attacks Daka, I'm going to attack again.
Okay, you're using Sentinel.
Yep. So I hope I kill it for you, Daka.
Oh wait, you get an attack of opportunity, right?
That's what I'm doing right now.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it didn't leave his range, so...
That's some good damage though.
When a creature...
Oh, what was all that about nat 1 damage, chat?
Action to make a melee weapon attack. 19 damage.
And then I'll do goading attack on it as well. Oh wait, maybe I can't do it on
You
the...
cannot.
Is it just...
That is on your turn thing.
When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, I can expend 1 superiority die. So I can do that right now if I wanted to.
I will allow you to attempt that.
Cool. So DC is 15, and I just roll
I am
1d8 on top.
Authorize.
Oh yeah, 20 straight damage. Hell yeah.
Battle Master. I'm just using D&D Beyond. What? Tell me about Battle Master D&D Beyond. Okay, I'm gonna look up Fighter.
It's specifically goading attack, yeah.
Indeed, I am double checking. Battle Master. Combat superiority dies. Maneuvers. Blah 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 blah. Gain 4 superiority die.
Kelly jumps on its
When
back
you hit
and
a
screams like a goat.
Attack, I will allow for this, sir. I will allow for it.
Finally, Battle Master's doing something. Nice.
It is affected. So the first attack against Daka will be at disadvantage.
Hell yeah.
What is your AC, Daka?
16.
Well, that's not going to do it right
Woo
there.
woo!
But it's just going to keep attacking.
Are they all at disadvantage?
Yes.
Yes.
Sick.
I was just going to make a... that one will hit.
Is
That's
it plus
plus
6,
six?
is it?
It was plus 8.
So you need a 9 or lower on every... Hey!
14 points of damage.
Alright.
Oh wait, that's your damage, okay.
Wow.
Hold on.
Wow.
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 Saved you.
Wow. Then you
Oh,
take
God.
12 more points of damage, so it's 26 so far. This thing is consuming you bodily and whole.
That's 4 attacks, though, right?
That was 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th right here, which will also hit.
I tried.
Another 14. which I
I'm
think will
down.
Put you down. Yeah. Your purple smoke dissipates around this creature. It trumpets. All 4 of its remaining heads going, "Ow!" And the werewolves, in response, all begin howling at the moon.
Hold on.
After the first attack, you could do your thingy, right?
He already
How
used it.
does that work? Does
You
that
use it- you get it
recharge on a
once a day.
short rest
Long
or
rest.
a day?
Long rest.
I think it
Okay, so-
actually is once a
The-
day rather than long.
Yeah,
rest.
because it's the racial. It's not
Yes.
the
Yeah.
actual spell.
I was just
Oh.
wondering how it worked because my warlock spells recharge after a short rest.
That is correct. And if you used, if you had,
I didn't take it because I thought it was redundant.
it is not
No.
redundant. You could use it on every reaction.
Well, the
as a warlock.
yeah, well, the warlock ones can scale with your. You can choose what spell, or it scales as you go up. Versus I think the racial one's fixed at whatever.
No,
range it is.
racial scales as
Racial
well. It's
scales.
not 3d10 now. So
You gotta
But
get listen to get that high level shit. You gotta put hex on the target, and then you hit them with that.
my
Hell Tribute.
plan before I realized that Hunter's Mark and Hex are both concentration
Yes,
was to stack them,
I know.
but
I know.
can't.
The rough life. Doc, I'm gonna need you to make a death saving throw.
Oh yeah, it's my turn.
Is hex concentration?
Yes.
Okay.
Bum bum
Hey,
bum. Daka, you slip closer to death. You're knocked to the ground. You're like, oh, whoa, what's happening?
Before I got knocked down, did the druid lady see me? Was she looking? Because I would have done like the reach before I closed my eyes.
Okay. I'll allow for this. I will allow you to make a performance check as you go down. To be like, no, this is your saving No, 11 is
It's
not
11.
enough to get her attention.
Oh, fuck.
This was your Tropic Thunder moment, and
Yeah, Tropic Thunder.
Like you don't reference platoon. You do anything.
You never go full
Platoon?
retard.
Why would I reference Platoon? Jesus Christ. Platoon is fucking wild, man, but Tropic Thunder is outright nonsense.
I watched that back the other day. It's not. It didn't age well. It's
Tropic
not
Thunder?
a very good movie. It's
Tropic
not a very good
Thunder
movie.
aged amazingly.
The only good thing about it is Tom Cruise and Robert Downey Jr.'s character.
Al
Everything
Pacino's
else-
chinos. Get that booty sweat. All of the shitty commercials
Everything
that
else
are
is
inserted in it.
super. Okay, the beginning, yes, the fake trailers are great.
Jack
but
Black
everything-
playing Chris Farley, playing all of the Medeas at the same time, and they're all
It's-
farting constantly.
Yeah, it's a very cringy movie.
No,
Like,
it's not. You're completely wrong in every way. Chat, I want you to throw emotes in chat if you agree with me. If you don't agree with me, shut the fuck up. That's what I got tonight.
If you agree with me, just type the word Arthur in chat.
There's gonna be a lot of Arthurs,
Wait.
I think.
Did Dave's Sentinel chop off another head before it attacked me?
The head does not get chopped off until the beginning of the Hydra's turn.
Ah, fuck. Okay, that's my last grasping at straws.
Yes. Kelly, you're up.
Hey, look at all those Arthurs.
I'm seeing some emotes though. Just give the emoters time. Give the emoters time. They will rise. Yeah. Look at that.
All right. Okay. So can I yeet a bitch and put a potion in my friend's mouth?
No. You can put a potion in your friend's mouth as a full action, because you're gonna have to move over to him, draw the potion, and stick it in his mouth.
Okay. Do we each have potions on our bodies?
I think at least one of you has used some potions, so
I used one.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we have 4 left. It's a good assumption that they were distributed.
Pre-battle preparations.
Sure.
You know, I gotta tell you, this is one of those things. Assumptions don't work for me. In the future, it needs to be on your character sheet. If I say, is this on your character sheet, and then I go and look on Roll20 and it's not in your inventory, I'm going to say no.
Can I?
For now, I'm going to allow it this one time.
Well, how about this? Can
what?
I use a bonus action to put one of my potions on Daka and then yeet Daka over to Agrim?
No. You want to...
Okay.
Let me understand real quick. You want to pull a potion out, wrap Daka's hand around it, and then throw Daka towards Agrim.
Well, I mean, without
killing him.
Well,
Because I want you to understand that throwing Daka 25 feet is the same as Daka falling 25 feet down an elevator shaft.
I don't know if that's
the energy
true or
that
not.
you are going to throw Daka with to make him arrive 25 feet away might not be the same as 9.8 meters squared a second.
So,
But it's going to fucking hurt when he lands near Daka 25 feet away.
And if I take any damage, I take 2 fails, which will kill
Indeed,
me.
it will kill him instantly.
well, the alternative is I get you back up, and then a dragon numbs on your face again
Not a dragon.
because I didn't attack the same.
I just have no relations to dragons. They are closer relations to frogs than they are to dragons.
It's like saying that we're not related, but we're still humans, so whatever.
They're
Doesn't matter.
crocodiles. Hydras
So
are
the
super
dragon-
crocodile. They're not dragons. If they were dragons, they would have the dragon tag. They're monstrosities.
All right. So what are my options here for
The super frog.
getting Daka out of harm's way without hurting him?
You could kill the thing trying to kill him first. You could heal Daka. A miracle could occur.
What do you think, Daka? Where do you want to go? Do you want to be revived, or you want me to continue the strikes?
I
Daka
think,
can't answer you. Daka is bleeding out
well, as a player,
as a player.
I would say the action economy is about equal, so just keep fucking this thing up.
You think so?
Because technically we would have 3 attacks roughly between then and now to see if we can kill this thing. It's got 4 heads left, so the math doesn't really work out too well.
It
Four
will
heads
only
left,
have 3
but-
heads when it's round.
Only-
Close round.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. All
So
right
if you do
then.
enough
action.
damage to it now,
Yeah.
you might be able to come out on top.
Okay, and let me ask you this, Arthur. Can I use a reaction to hit a monster when it's hitting a downed player from Sentinel?
I have the wording of Sentinel up right now. No, I don't. I lied. What I actually have is the Sentinel.
Because it says when it's attacking a player within 5 feet of you.
When you hit when a creature within 5. Yes, because he has a target other than you. That's correct.
Cool. All right, so I can at least get another attack on him if he attacks you again. So this works out. I
Yep.
will flame tongue longsword this monster.
Sure. I don't care what you do with your tongue. I mean, really.
Hell yeah. That's some good damage.
I have a question to ask you.
I still have one action I can do with my goading thing. So
I
will
understand,
do-
but rather than do that, why don't I just ask you how you defeat this monster?
Hey, all right, okay.
Is this the first ogre battle in the tower during Dragon Age Origins, where you run along its back and stab it in the back of the head,
No,
slicing
you know
all the
that
heads
really
off? No,
shitty
you got your own
CGI
thing?
from-
Okay.
You know that really shitty CGI from Lord of the Rings when Legolas is on the back of the thing?
Yes.
And he's like, yeah, that. Basically, I jump up on its back and I start cutting off at the neck, at the base, the rest of the heads. I'm just like, you leave Daka alone. He's a good boy.
Well, I
He
have great
smokes
news
a
for
lot,
you.
but he's good.
Daka,
Yep.
I need you to roll a death saving throw.
Oh.
Because you're next in line, brother.
Am I?
No, it was Agrim, then Finley, and then the monster,
Let me
and
pull
then
the-
Daka.
I accidentally
Because
cleared the
I
save.
was on the same initiative as the monster.
That's true.
Well, yeah, actually.
Very
I
well,
was
Finley and
after
Agrim.
Cameron.
I will allow you an action then, as Daka lays eating.
the old priest is like, no, heal
No, she's
me.
dead now. She's dead. She died at the end of the round.
Well, Agram, I can't get to him because my little legs won't carry me that far.
You start running towards him though, and you're like, "Hey, Grub, I can't get to him.
Yeah.
My little legs won't carry him that far."
I'm a literal potato.
I can get to there.
Tip a potion on a potato, throw it at Duck.
Like a
Hit
bowling
Daka
ball.
with it, and he dies.
Loosen the cork on the potion bottle and chuck it.
If only I
You
had
know
a
you-
potion.
I mean, you could use your bonus action to dash.
Yeah, but I don't have a potion on me.
You can grab one from me.
Oh,
It's
if I
on the
stand in
bandolier.
between you,
Yeah.
this, can I grab a potion from Kelly? And
Ellie does not
pour
have
it?
one ready.
The potion relay race.
It's on his bandolier thing.
Yeah, that takes an action.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm still standing right there next to you, watching you die.
Hey, Grim, what do you got?
I mean, technically, he's only done one death save, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's not
If
really
he
a
rolls
reason to
one, he'll
waste.
be dead. So,
He needs 3 failed death saves, right?
but if he rolls a
I
one,
have
he gets
one.
2 fails.
Oh, if he rolls a 1. Yeah, okay, that's true. Yeah.
He's mostly dead, still partly alive. Dave.
That's right.
I mean, technically, Finley, you could use your action to try and stabilize him.
no, I've already used my extra action
Yeah,
to
the
dash.
No, your
you're a
bonus
rogue. You
action
can
was
use your
your
bonus
dash.
action to dash.
Oh, yeah, I'll try to stabilize him.
Sure.
Medical
Medicine
check.
medicine.
Don't roll a 1. No,
about-
you don't roll a 1.
How about a 20?
Saint Finley runs over the top of the dead Hydra and slides down its back on his knees with some bandages out. It just collides with Daka's body. They roll together through the rubble. Both of them are getting covered in stone dust. When the dust settles, Finley is holding Daka's head up, and Daka sputters and coughs and goes, "Ah." I need you to
Smoke
roll
rings.
D4, Daka, to see how long. until you
I
recover
stroke
one.
his face. I say, there.
No, you know what it
Out
is?
When you cough.
There's a little bit of blood coming out of his mouth. You dab it with a napkin that has Glimo written on it.
Doc, I need a D4 for how many hours until you recover 1 hit point. 1 hour.
Wow.
Be back.
I was just imagining. I don't know if you guys saw this video. It was like I think it was on Instagram or Twitter a while back of a little kid who gets a gigantic Kinder egg and can't open it, so he like sets it on the ground and then jumps on it and his butt slams it. I was
Mario.
imagining Glimo coming in, butt slamming my chest, and like the camera goes inside my chest, my heart just like starts pumping again.
I don't know if you all are professional wrestling fans, but there was a professional wrestler whose special move was the butt slam. Rikishi.
I believe it.
That's all he
I'd
did
believe-
was butt slam people. He was a huge joke. He tried to become like a full-on Batista level, high-level player, and he could never get any traction.
The butt slam would hurt quite a bit, I imagine.
It's professional wrestling. Everything they do hurts.
But it hurts even more knowing it's a man's butt.
It's really hard to throw a chair at someone with your butt.
Yeah.
Clench, turn, clench, turn, and release. And
Cannot wait for Farrell to post a link about someone throwing a chair with their butt in chat.
please.
Do it. So is
Straight
that
up
was that monster 3,101 XP?
It might have been something close to that, but only for, one person.
But we killed
that-
so many heads.
It's split
The night's not over yet, though.
4 ways. So, as the 4 of you gather, 3 of you around Daka's not dead, but also not conscious body, the werewolves, seeing the screeching death of the Hydra, all begin jumping away from the battlements. And the men are all like, "Yeah, we won!"
They look over at me standing on top of a fucking giant Brontosaurus Rex with 17 heads. Just like, oh, oh.
So there's a lot going on. There are many wounded soldiers. very dead. I mean, there's a significant number of dead, but compared to the forces that you were facing, there are not that many. Huge amount of wounded, though. Pretty much everybody that was involved in this fight got some level of... And there are very few werewolves on the battlements that died. An extremely small number. Cook pots are coming out. People are preparing food. Almost a quarter of the soldiers are just sitting on the ground, either sleeping or too wounded to move, or just simply in a daze in the aftermath of the battle. And within 5 minutes, the whole place has transformed into just a simple watch post with soldiers making jokes or tending to the wounded. The druid is completely overwhelmed and runs out of good berries pretty much almost instantly.
She can only make 7 a day or something like that, right?
Well, that's for each use of Goodberry spell. So if you keep casting Goodberry, you can have a ton of good berries. And of course, just one Goodberry will keep someone from dying. So, you know, if you
need a wand of Goodberry, just or one that makes blueberries, basically.
Wand of blueberries is something that you would see in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Wand of Goodberries is something that only an idiot would make.
We have the like endless the jar of endless water. It's like a cookie jar of endless good
It's a
berries.
decanter, sir. It's a fancy jar. It's made of silver. It's nice. It's a nice decanter. Okay?
I don't care.
Okay.
Why
Why don't you go die in a corner somewhere? All right.
Okay.
Jesus.
Pickled Goodberries.
I can't deal with this.
Wow.
Yeah. No, you started this. Okay. That was you.
I said jar, and you started to get all hoity-toity about it. Okay.
Agrim, I assume you want to take a short rest here.
Well, I mean, I don't have any hit die left, so it doesn't really matter.
You used all 5?
Yeah, I got a shit roll, dude.
Okay. Wonder. Do you want to gobble a couple of these potions then? We got 4 left, so.
I don't want to. I've still got a bunch of spells I could.
If I get a potion or either a potion or a spell to get up, then I can spend the rest of my hit dice, so we don't have to do that.
Okay. What are you on? Oh, you're unconscious.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, wait, doesn't
Actually, I wake up with 1, right?
because you got a crit on medicine roll. Is that true, Arthur?
So he critted to stabilize me.
Yeah, it was to stabilize.
And then I rolled the d4 for the hour amount that I would come back with 1 hit.
I don't think getting a crit on a medicine roll brings you back, but I will double check the rulebook real quick by hitting Control F medicine. Medicine check. Stabilizing a creature requires DC 10, blah, 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 blah. It has 0 hit points, remains unconscious. Yeah, no part of critting it. Instead, the crit just made him look good. So, someone sent me
when
a
I come
link.
back, can I spend hit dice immediately?
No, because you'll need to take a short rest.
That's what he means.
Yes, you'll need to rest after you come back up.
Yeah.
So it would be better to have a potion to get me up, either a potion or a spell to get me up now, so I can spend hit dice.
Drink a potion, my man. I'll remove it from the list. There's a 2d4 plus 2.
I have a spell for this.
The audience has informed me that there is a board game anime that's being made called After School Dice Club, where they play German board games. I've never heard of this.
Jesus fucking Christ.
What an
German
awful roll.
board.
Daka
It was an
Sylvia.
awful.
Did you roll double ones? No, you
I
rolled a
did.
2 and a 1. It's still very bad.
Yeah. But I'm up now, so I'm going to spend hit dice.
You all gather in the shattered remains of the church as soldiers come over, not to view the dead body of the Hydra, but to come honor the dead priestess of Wellwind and to offer alcohol sacrifices to the church. They come over and they make gestures of faith and piety, and then they drink a small glass of alcohol each before leaving and allowing the next group to come forward. Your presence at the church is kind of unwelcome. You feel as if people resent you for sitting there next to your stinky dead Hydra. Speaking of which, do we want to cut that bitch open?
Yeah, we're doing it right here too.
Okay.
Too much work to move that thing.
All right. I'm going to need someone to identify this piece.
I'll do that one. So that's what, insight?
It is an Arcana check, which is intelligence.
Yep. 19.
Well,
Nailed it.
sir, let me tell you something. You're not an expert on hydrology, because that's a study of water, but you are an expert on hydrology.
Did you guys know this isn't actually a dragon?
That is the best callback. Holy shit.
Wow.
That is actually really
That was
good.
It's actually more akin to a frog than anything else, you know?
I would have been. I'm surprised. I would have thought it would be more like a wyvern. You know.
Yeah, like an alligator or a crocodile or something. You know?
What would you like to aim for? Eyes, blood, brain, or heart?
Are we going to get more brain? Or is
No,
it
you
just
can get
one
one
brain?
brain?
Last time.
You can get one brain.
One brain.
Probably blood because we could easily, or heart because we could easily transport that. Right.
Yeah, heart was the easiest one to transport. But we fucked it up last time. so we didn't
Are you
get it.
certain about that? I would like to remind you that this creature is like 30 feet tall. Its heart is larger than your.
How big is his brain? It's not very intelligent.
The heads are fairly large, but the brain is small.
All right, we'll go for the brain then.
Okay. All right. One Hydra brain coming right up. I just need a medicine check. The difficulty is.
Wasn't it survival?
It's medicine.
It's medicine. It's always been medicine.
Okay.
I am, however, a survivor. I am not
You're
going
about to say the
give up.
DC. What's the DC?
I feel like I don't need to tell you that. We'll just roll and see how it goes. You know what? Before you roll, I will give everybody inspiration for your,
fuck yeah.
for your role tonight in defending this fortress. When you
Hell
didn't
yeah.
have to. When you could have left at any time. Would you like to apply that inspiration towards this roll? Or, save it for something considerably more important than brains?
We'll save it for later because I am out of spells.
All you want to do
18?
is eat its brains.
Woo! That's a
And
good
18's not unreasonable. I mean, no one's going to eat its eyes.
Well,
You now have one Hydra brain. The brain is roughly the size of 2 potatoes laid side by side.
Nice.
They have incredibly small brains. Please mark down on your sheet that you have one preserved Hydra brain.
I'll put it in the group inventory section.
As you harvest this Hydra brain, the rest of the Hydra's magical parts all begin to dissolve. Its eyes, its heart, its blood, all begin losing their magical potency and rotting very quickly.
That's fine.
I mean, that's how it always works. You got to get them while it's fresh, raw, tasty, raw and wriggling.
Mm-mm. All right. So, I guess we try and just sleep for the rest of the night or recover.
What
Yeah.
time is it? Approximately.
Slightly after midnight.
Yeah. And I think it's pretty safe to assume that we can all rest at this point. And we really don't need to set our watch, right? Because we're in this camp with soldiers and stuff. So
yeah, someone will wake us up, I'm sure, if something happens.
yeah.
Those were the final words of Finley Longbottom.
So, no watch. You are all going to sleep in the center of camp at this destroyed church.
If there's barracks,
There
Probably
are
not.
barracks. You are allowed to enter without question. No one stops
Yeah,
you. But
I'm pretty sure we've done enough civil duty here.
everything
to,
here is double occupancy. Like they can get you guys one cot for the 4 of you.
Ooh.
for the 4 of us.
Yes. They can give you like a 10 by 10 foot walled off area. So the barracks is made entirely out of hastily thrown together, shittily carved lumber, probably from nearby trees. You know, like it hasn't been cured at all. No tempering. The cuts aren't exactly straight, and they use like hospital blankets to give you like a little 10 by 10 foot area. It's on. There's not enough space for all of you. It's uncomfortably small.
That's fine, as long as I can remove my armor and sleep.
Yes.
The rest of you will be fine, I think, in like your leathers or whatever, but I actually have to remove my armor. So otherwise I take what's that?
Exhaustion.
Exhaustion.
You're good.
That's what it is, yep. Mm-hmm. So I've
slept in worse, I assume, so.
And leather? Yeah, literally anything is worse. I mean, you know, I'm just saying leather is not an objectionable thing to sleep in.
Yeah,
it's padded on the inside.
And we all have our gear with us too, right?
Yeah.
We have the caravan and shit, so you know we can, you know, we have sleeping equipment to say the least. So yeah.
In the morning, you all are awoken by Viscount Vice Wondersaw flinging the curtains back. You can see that there is a enormous amount of activity for, you know, humans who should be sleeping. People are packing their stuff up. The Viscount says, "I'm sorry, apparently no one informed you. We are retreating from this position today." He throws a sack into the center of the four of you. "I wanted to give you extra to commemorate your extreme efforts during the battle. What you handled was far more than we have any night, but our position here is untenable now."
I'll stand up naked, Arthur, because I sleep naked, as is previously demonstrated. Yeah, and I'll say, "Oh, you still owe me that."
I just want to ask: is that Finley's reaction when it happens?
Yeah, no. Finley says, "I'll have you know, he was fired from his job at the sperm bank for drinking on the job."
Gross. Yeah, I'll say to him,
"Holy shit, dude! What the fuck?
You just took it all out, man."
I don't know
what the fuck.
I'll say to the Viscount, "It's like, this is the same guy from before, Arthur."
Yes.
It's like, "You still owe me that drink."
I have a few minutes. If you enjoy imbibing over breakfast.
I do. Yes.
All right. Well,
just let me put on some pants.
Yeah, I was gonna say get dressed.
Inappropriate.
I'm gonna close this right here. It's nothing that they've never seen before, but my men are preparing to leave, and who can I negotiate with? We may need some additional services before we head back. Who is the leader of? And he like pulls out a little scroll. And it's like Team Battle Juice.
Please, it's just BJ. God damn it. I had to take that one. I'm sorry, boys.
Oh boy.
It's like, we can discuss this over breakfast if you like. It depends which way you're heading. We have our direction. South. All right, we can talk.
Okay.
So
the curtains back. Curtains is a strong word. Hanging blankets.
I turn back around and I'm just like, "Well, who's hungry?" I'm putting on my pants, boys.
Yeah, let's say.
What does Kelly's theme sound like?
Kelly's theme?
Yeah, Kelly's theme song. What does it sound like? I mean, when he puts on the pants, are we listening to Hot Blooded? Are we listening to?
I think you can pick any
something from the Magic Mike soundtrack. Are we listening to Beethoven's Concerto?
All about that bass. About that bass.
No triple.
I was actually thinking about anything, any musical number from Top Gun. I think would be fine.
Really?
Danger Zone?
I have to tell you, the new Top Gun looks fucking awful.
But yeah, I don't know.
Can't be any
Why don't
worse
they
than
just-
the first one.
No,
I have so many
the
problems
first
with
one was great for how terrible it was.
No.
All I'm
It will
saying
never-
is,
Will it be better or worse than Hot Shots?
okay, look, this is how you make an amazing Top Gun Maverick movie. Goose was recovered by the Chinese. He was cloned, and now young Goose is flying in a 1v1 versus old Tom Cruise. And he's like, Maverick, you've gone too far, old man. I'm flying sick drone aircraft using my AI-enhanced brain. And Maverick's like, no, only a human pilot. Goose, my brother, you have to come back to me. And he's like, I have no emotions for you, Maverick. I'm a clone. And also,
And then
I'm flying a drone. I'm somewhere in
the movie
China,
ends-
10 miles away from here.
The movie ends. They're both topless, fighting on top of a
Fighter jet flying through the air.
This isn't a Metal Gear Solid movie. Also,
And it
it's
cuts to
rated.
Val Kilmer doing that weird thing that he does in that movie. I don't know what that is, but
no. The whole movie should just be
Valkyrie coming back.
Ice Man.
the whole movie is just a picture of a radar screen, and then it's like, oh, target lock, fire missile. Bottom. All right, let's go home, boys.
Yeah. You have
Because that's how that works.
you want
Yeah,
to fucking
that's-
realism? Here you go, asshole.
Yeah, right.
you have the classic scene of like old Tom Cruise pushing young Goose's head near the jet engine, you know? Suck him through.
Oh my
Classic.
god. Let's write a movie, guys.
I
Yeah.
don't think that's wise.
There's a reason why most plane movies are World War II, is because it doesn't work once you start throwing missiles in there. Anyway,
So
And John Krasinski shows up, is like, I'm an analyst.
no, the best jet movie is Independence Day.
Well, I will buy that, actually.
yeah, I mean, it's
Welcome to Earth.
Welcome to Earth.
it's pretty good.
I have a vote for Kelly's theme song being Time After Time.
Ooh.
But like an up-tempo version of it played acoustically by someone in a vegan bar.
In the style of ska.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, a ska Time After Time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down with that shit.
Yep.
Give me that. Put some fucking trumpet in that shit. Yeah,
Almost
I'm
makes
down.
me want to hire Drumurboy to write this song.
Some dude
But
is
dude.
somehow I feel like it's outside his normal wheelhouse.
Well, you got Scott Toon Network. Just he does commissions.
Oh, no, I'm good. I only get the original.
Dude, Scott Toon Network is great. I fell down a rabbit hole. a
You
few
know
days
who's
ago.
great? Drumurboy? You. That's why I've commissioned you in the past. And I would commission you
I can't
in the
do
present,
ska.
but you seem like you work 100% of the time for roleplay.
Role play and Nerd or Die, yeah.
Well, don't worry, I buy all your stuff on Nerd or Die, so
Yeah.
I basically buy everything on Nerd or Die now.
All right, so I'm ready to talk to.
The four of you gather around Weiss Wondersaw, his accountant, a rather elderly fellow. You've met him before. Some sort of aide, some sort of military aide, middle-aged woman, kind of very bulky in her plate mail. She looks super uncomfortable trying to eat in the plate mail with a very tiny spork. Breakfast is just mashed potatoes, which appears to be the only thing left in camp that you could eat.
Mhm.
The
Thanks, some
Viscount,
taters.
the Viscount says, with the loss of the church, we can no longer hold this ground. Everything will be profane within hours. I appreciate your efforts. Our losses last night were greatly diminished, but I've spoken with my advisors, and we believe that the army of our enemy has merely been testing us. The second, third, and fourth waves of werewolves were all completely unharmed. These were not the same soldiers fighting us over and over again. They were sending new recruits out to be tested every time. They greatly and gravely outnumbered us. They have
You
a
do
tunnel
realize-
into the center of our fortress that they could have used at any time. They are merely wearing away at us, making their troops stronger, seeing who will break during battle. and who will become stronger. Finding leadership qualities. They are using us as live training dummies. We cannot hold this position any longer. Not for an hour, not for a day.
Okay. And what do you propose then?
You have a wagon.
That we do.
We have many wounded. Even with our druid's best efforts, the loss of our cleric is crippling to our ability to heal. I would like to put at least 20 men in the back of that wagon. I've included additional payment into your bag. You'll notice instead of 20 gold coins, there are 80 gold coins in there as thanks. I will double that if you will escort us back to the first outpost.
How many days is that?
It'll be 1 day travel south.
And how far away is the what did we call it? It was the area with all the hot springs where we needed to go for
The caldera, the elven caldera.
Yeah.
You're not super clear on that. So you are currently located in this real sick little village of Wondersaw. Right at the edge of the Demon Lord's territory. So everything past this is 100% Demon Lord. Everything in this kind of general area is considered contested.
So where does this road here go?
That road, these roads are connected like this.
Yeah. Okay. So
you could get to by traveling around the Demon Lord's castles and traveling through Orcish land.
Okay, and this area up here, that's like further north?
Yes, those are the clans of the Flow. They are like a Orcish, human, Viking raider society.
Wasn't the dude that we met, or the dude that was in the whatever Fate Temple from somewhere?
Yes, I forget what they're called. The super orcs. They're like maybe they're called Urgosh. They were from the clans of the Flow clans.
Oh, those guys, yeah, the ones that we
were.
Just
I wouldn't say that they were
whatever.
friendly orcs, but they are neutral in the conflict with the Demon Lord.
Yeah.
The Demon Lord's troops hunt them occasionally to gain experience, but they are officially not at war.
Okay. Well, I mean, we can help them as long as we move at a decent pace. I imagine it wouldn't be fast.
Transporting 20 men on a wagon?
I mean, we're part of a convoy. I mean,
no, this is going to be a slow-moving affair.
So is it still 1 day though, or is it going to be like more like 2, 3? Okay.
It'll be 1 day.
I mean, sure.
I don't see any problems with it, right?
I mean, it's plus it give us more. I mean, I guess we're, gives time just to recover, I guess.
And so these parts, did we want to take them back to that crafter lady?
May as well.
Yeah, might as well.
See what she can do with them. See if we can get anything else. Okay. So yeah, I think we have a plan, Arthur. We'll help them transport and then visit the tiefling on the way back, and then look at a way to try and get through these orcish lands, I guess.
Yeah, Demon Castle is probably a no-go.
Yeah. At least until we have everyone equipped with... Oh, by the way, were you doing extra damage with your bow?
I was, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That reminds me. I have heard arguments from both sides. I've consulted the ancient scrolls. When using braces of archery, your attacks are considered magical.
Hey,
cool. That's pretty good. Yeah. So now we just need to worry about 2 more people equipment for magical gear, and I think...
Well, when Agrim uses Hunter's Mark, his attacks become magical. So it's really just Spootnik you need to worry about. Sorry, Finley Longbottom.
Oh, yeah, you don't need to worry about me.
I am always deeply concerned about you.
He's got Gleamo on his side.
You're the only person who we know literally no backstory about, even though you talk just as much as everybody else. I thought
Right.
getting Agrim's backstory would be difficult, and it was. It was like getting blood from a stone. But you're Cipher. You're an enigma. You are a burrito, sir. One that cannot be unwrapped.
But
That's,
very
yes.
delicious.
Are you? I will
I
let
don't
the
know.
audience say if you are delicious. Maybe they want to
Are
take a
you
bite out
Al
of that.
Pastor or are you something else? What are we dealing with?
Oh, for sure, Al Pastor.
You're the burrito that everyone says is delicious, but no one has ever had because it's always out of stock.
See, it's not actually. It's what it is somebody thought it was delicious because they thought that somebody else said it was delicious. So it just starts this like big circle of everybody saying, "Well, I heard from such and such delicious," and falls all the way back around. So nobody's ever actually tasted the fucking thing.
You
You're
gotta
right, I've
get
never-
in line early to taste this burrito. That's all I'm saying.
It's been the same burrito for 80 years.
I don't know. I thought
Right.
your fiance has that burrito locked down.
Well, that's a different burrito.
I must have misunderstood what we were talking about then. All right. So what's your plan with Viscount Wondersaw?
I mean, we help him. We escort
Yeah,
his bodies back.
escort.
We're gonna perform convoy duty, I guess.
I mean, there's nothing better than an escort mission.
True. Daka's ready for like a little bit of a chill day. He nearly died twice yesterday, so
I mean, and at the very least, you know, who knows? I don't know. Might have a conversation with somebody and learn something new. I mean, you know, we got to go back that way anyway to turn this shit in to all the parts and stuff.
Yeah. So we
Oh,
have
yeah.
that. We have the skin. Oh no, we fucked up the skin, didn't we?
Yes.
I don't think we tried to get the skin
I thought
You
we had
have the skin of the Hydra.
because every time we've ever done a
and the
skinning,
brain.
I thought it was just we fucked up the one.
Yes. Attempting to get one thing gives you the other thing as well.
Okay, because
Also
just
get the
every time
meat
we've
and
ever
the
skinned
skin.
something was a survival, not medicine. That's why I was confused.
You know what? That might be true. Would you like to try to skin the Hydra?
I mean, I can give it a shot. I've got pretty good
let's go
survival.
for it.
Is it 20? Do you?
Oh yeah. Look, it takes you hours. It's straight up, and this is not cured at all. This thing needs to be. We're talking. This is like 100 pounds of skin easily.
Well, it doesn't even have to be the whole thing. I mean, we could just find the choice piece. You know, the biggest, not fucked up because like
Oh,
small
that's the back.
pieces and stuff.
100%. It's the back, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Straight down to the butt. That's that piece that you got. Base of the neck to the butt. That's that prime choice.
That's
You
what
can
they,
make a
that's what they
coat.
pay for.
You can make a coat out of an ogre for this thing. All right, that's what I'm saying. One piece,
Cool.
solid.
Like
That's good.
10 halflings.
So mark down that you have a 40 gold piece Hydra skin, and in addition,
Yeah.
mark down that you get another 80 gold from Wondersaw for your.
So
convoy
160 total.
duty. Yes.
all we got to do is find the Sons of Freedom and give them this giant coat so they can wear 10 halflings at a time.
Just 10 halflings
Or
in a
like
trench coat.
30 halflings, and they
Yeah,
can pretend to
30
be a
halflings.
shambling mound.
So I'm just going to add the gold pieces to the gold pieces we have here. So
So this piece of leather needs to be sold rather quickly. Like this
Yeah.
needs to get to a leather worker, someone with a skiv or something, in like less than a week, or it's going to be garbage.
Yeah, we can figure it
can we
out.
sell it to the tiefling? Is she
We can
gonna-
ask her.
Are you traveling all the way back to the tiefling's shop?
Well, that was our intent with all the
Very well.
the hearts or brain or whatever all that shit was.
Okay. All right.
After we do the convoy thing.
The convoy passes without note. 2 days later, you arrive outside Veldella's Marvelous Oils and Elixirs.
Oh, if it's also at all possible, we were supposed to bring back like as many corpses as we could get, but you said that they didn't kill any werewolves, right?
That's correct.
But they're also just chucking them off into
The
the.
werewolves aren't magical beings; they're just regular humanoids.
Yeah.
And what about the skeleton bow dudes?
I mean, they're skeletons; they're not magical
Okay.
skeletons. You got 100% of your effort that you put in there.
Okay, cool.
You came back with. Did you get the Vrock? Yeah, you got a Vrock heart or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
No,
killed
like
I don't
yeah,
know
we
that I
tried to
called her, but it is a Vrock's something. Oh, did you fail at it?
I think
I think
so.
we failed at both.
Wow, that's rough. But at least you have a Hydra brain.
Yep.
I think that would come in handy.
You are at the edge of Magnar, outside of the city's well-fortified walls. Her kind of tower structure, maybe 2 stories, maybe 3 stories tall. All of the windows have been shut. It was probably only the light of the crystal inside. The door is closed, but it does appear to be open for business.
Okay. I guess we'll go in.
Your wagon, by the way, is covered in blood and piss and feces.
And dudes.
Well, no, you left the dudes at the village, but the dudes left their passing. So your wagon looks like it's been through a war, mostly because it's been through a battle. When you head inside, Valdella is meditating on the floor in front of the crystal, which is arcing electricity between it. She stands up slowly, kind of inchworming her way up. You know, like someone who hasn't, maybe her feet are asleep, hasn't stretched in a while, just working her way up. As she does, the windows all open, light comes in, the crystal stops arcing and pulls itself back into a more tightly compacted formation, and she dusts herself off and looks at all of you as if maybe she recognizes you. Then she sees Doc and says, "Ah, yes, you have all returned."
We have some monster parts for you.
I see. What do you have for me?
We have some Hydra components, namely the skin and the brain.
I see. Allow me to look over it. The skin is mostly worthless to me, but I will take it from you. I know people that can do things with it. This brain, if it is authentic, and she's like, open the container you got in it, and she's poking it. The brain wriggles in response. Ah, yes, fresh. This is excellent. I think I might be able to regrow a Hydra from this.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
No, I've heard of this before. Tell me, my halfling friend. And she like wraps a this is still the hand that she just poked the brain with. She runs it through your hair and she's just like, come here. Look at this. And she like drags you over towards a wall scroll, which she pulls down. You know, it's like one of those like at school when they have
Projector
the multiple
screen?
Yeah.
Or, right, she pulls down a specific one, and you can see that someone has diagrams for how to partially regrow a Hydra and then slice. You see a dude slicing things off. This is a recipe for unlimited Hydra barbecue.
Yeah, so see the problem with that is that's totally fucked up. You're creating a living being and you're just gonna slice parts off of it.
Oh, it's no different from a cow. Don't worry about it. They're stupid.
She rolls it up and pulls down another one. There's a drawing of some sort of like green creature. It's got like clumps of beard and like a mohawk. Its arm gets chopped off, and then in the next part, that arm is thrown into a boiling pot, and then people keep eating from the pot. It's called the Eternal Troll Pot.
The Eternal Stew?
Yeah.
See,
she's just like, in this world where there isn't enough food, where we are always at war, we need to use whatever we can in order to provide. If I can regrow the Hydra from that brain, we can provide a unlimited supply of food for people, for the military, and that's why I'm willing to pay premium.
How would you feel if I took your brain and regrew you and just cut little pieces
But you
off
can't.
of you?
My brain doesn't regrow a body around it. That's not how my brain works.
I mean,
I'm not a Hydra. I'm a tiefling. Warlock.
But I'm asking you to feel empathy. Can your brain feel empathy?
Hydras aren't sentient creatures.
I don't know.
Monstrosities.
The one that we just fought seemed pretty sentient.
So she finally takes her hand out of your hair and turns away from you to put her hands behind her back and faces Daka and says, Hydras are horrendous war machines created in a time before the elves as toys for the gods to play with. They only care about their eternal hunger. They defoul waterways. They move among us to eat, and they don't require it. They don't need to eat. They are magical beings, and yet they are always hungry. Their existence is cruelty itself.
I don't care what you do with it. That fucker bit me.
Yes.
No, there's one
That
lesson.
so yeah, one hand behind her back, she's like, that attitude is correct. These things are less than dogs. They are less than a snail or a worm. They are merely teeth.
And brain and neck and skin.
It will be a boon to the people. If you don't like it, you can find someone else to buy it.
It won't last until we reach the next town. There's one lesson in the world.
We are outside Magnar. I can provide you with several places that will buy it for you. I have no shame. If you do not wish to see this put to the greater use of the community, you can sell it to someone who will misuse it and create some sort of crown out of it, or maybe imbue it into a magical sentient weapon.
That's not what I'm asking. All I'm asking is that if I'm going to allow you to take this brain to create a creature that you're going to torture.
Yes, for all eternity, as long as I can.
For all eternity, to feed people as long as you can.
Yep.
It's gonna, you gotta give me something.
I have no compassion for it.
You gotta give me something good, though.
I will pay you hundreds to thousands of gold for it.
So I like the word thousands.
Yes, I thought you might. How fascinating to see how far your morality goes.
Well, it's not morality. It's, listen, all I'm saying is that I don't like the idea of carving up a living thing.
She starts taking stacks of gold coins and putting them on a counter near you.
So, like, I'm talking and saying, I don't like the idea of a living thing being carved, and I'm like watching like this, being carved up just to be served for food and kept in I'm sure, probably a nice place. And I bet the knife is really sharp, so it doesn't like drag against its skin. And,
very sharp, only the sharpest.
A lot of people are getting fed, and what is that? Is that 2,000 gold?
Well, we'll talk about it. I feel like 2,000 might be a bit much.
For eternal food supplies?
Yes.
You said it yourself.
It will take a long, long time for this to pay off.
And okay. What about other things then? You have magical items. We're always in need of those.
I do. And since it is your friend here who I must sell on this particular issue.
I mean, we can't just outvote him. That's a thing we can do.
Oh, well, perhaps you would all like to talk
I
for a moment.
can't just stab this brain and kill it.
Do you need a moment to figure out what it is you want from me before you try to sell this?
Oh, what do you have on offer right now?
I'll give you a moment as she just goes behind this counter that she's been standing at and begins like pulling out gems and like bringing out a collection of daggers and like a short bow.
We do need more magical weapons.
Are we doing a group huddle here?
We did kill Glimo. We owe the people there some recompense. Eternal food might be good.
I mean, it does solve a logistical problem. And this war is only going to get worse, as we all know. Besides, that fucking thing bit me like 4 times. Fuck that thing.
Well, what would you like, Finley?
Well, I mean, with all that gold, we could buy magical weapons, right? Does she have any? I don't think she has any. Does she have any?
Well, that's what we're trying to work out.
We got the bracers. We got the magic bow bracers. Because you and I are the only ones that don't have magical weapons still.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm in a shit spot because I use a crossbow.
So
Those
as
braces don't
you're
work with
watching,
crossbow?
as you're talking,
Mm-mm.
she set out 2 daggers, a bowl, some stacks of gems, but she's just keeping an eye on you while you keep talking.
Yeah.
I don't see any magical weapons.
Yeah, I think specifically those bracers were for short and long bows. If I remember the wording right.
Mhm.
Well, wait, I have short bow.
But the ones that, it's the ones that Doc had.
Oh yeah.
She sets out a small silver raven next to all the items that she's put out.
Oh shit. That might be a eternal pet. That'd be cool.
Got any elephants back there?
When you say that, she pulls out a marble elephant.
Got any anteaters back there?
She pulls out a small bag and says, "No anteaters, but you might be able to get something similar from this."
Oh shit.
Is that just a magic bag that produces shit that we want?
Bag of tricks? Yes.
Oh.
It produces random animals that you can pull out.
My God.
Okay, so what are we looking at here, Arthur? What are these items?
The last thing she puts out is a backpack. Do any
Okay.
of these items interest you? So she indicates 2 daggers paired together, a bowl that is completely empty. It's like a small, maybe it's like marble bowl that's got 3 pedestals to hold it up. The silver raven, the marble elephant, and the backpack.
Can you
Also, there's a short sword that she finally puts down. From the short sword, the whole blade has like mist coming off of it.
interesting.
Can you maybe elaborate what these items do?
I could. Is there a particular one that interests you first?
What is the elephant?
That is a marble elephant. It is a wondrous item figurine. You have good choice. This can turn into an elephant.
Like a
For 24 hours, this figurine will become an elephant. It can be used once a week.
Yeah, I really, really like the bag of tricks.
The bag of tricks. I would offer you this silver raven. It will become a raven for up to 12 hours, but cannot be used for another 2 days. You can use it to send messages to people.
I mean, I wouldn't just mind just the bag, please.
And the bag of tricks as well. Oh, you just want a bag of tricks.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a bag of tricks. I can just pull stuff out of it.
That is exactly how it works. Your knowledge of arcane force is impressive.
Well, I mean, I
And,
literally just watched you do it.
Well, she
What
hasn't
are-
pulled anything out of the bag of tricks yet. She
Oh,
was
I thought
setting
she was-
down magical things.
I thought she was pulling them out of the bag.
No, so bag of tricks. She pulls out a gray bag of tricks. It holds weasels, rats, dire wolves, giant elks, panthers. When you reach into it, a random creature is pulled out, and then you throw it, and the creature like Pokemons for you.
I
What
mean,
the fuck? That sounds pretty good. And
I
what
want
is it?
that.
The creature is friendly to you and your companions and acts on your turn. You can use a bonus action to command how the creature moves and what action it takes. Once 3 fuzzy objects have been pulled out of the bag can't be used until the next dawn. So you can literally just be like, badger, boar, weasel! And then like a badger, boar, and
I
weasel will show up
want
and fight.
that.
And she said she would also throw in the raven as
Silver
well?
raven figurine. It turns into a raven for 12 hours, but then it can't be.
What was the backpack?
This is interesting. This is one of the most popular adventuring items, though few can afford it. Few words, handy haversack.
That's the one that is a like you
Pocket.
put things in it and it
Pocket dimension.
you always want.
Yes, the
Yeah,
thing
you
you
have to
so
think
she
about it.
says, I notice you have a bandolier of potions that are very difficult to get off. You wouldn't need to use that with Heward's Handy Haversack. When you reach into it, the thing that you desire arrives at the top. There's less mussing and fussing. More importantly, it is excellent for transporting magical parts. The inside is a vacuum with no oxygen. It's temperature regulated.
It always weighs the same amount regardless what you put in it.
Indeed. You all are surprisingly... She pulls out a copy of the Dungeon Master's Guide from underneath her cabinet. You seem to have read this. Have a lot of experience with it.
I want to yeet animals at things.
How much does the bag of wonders tricks